Hello, thanks for joining me on my channel. It's a pleasure to have you. In today's video, I'll be showing you in details the fastest method I use to add beads to braid. What I have here is what you may know. It's a small beader that usually comes along with a package of bead. However, this beader can only bead one braid or two braids the most. I'm not going to use that because that will take a long time, so I'm going to be using my quick method, which is the needle and thread method. I'll be using a thick weaving thread and of course a needle. What I did was string the needle, doubled it, and knot the ends. I made it long enough to hold as many beads as possible, or you can make it long enough to hold the amount of bead you intend to use on the braid. After I tie the knot, I'm going to secure the end of the thread. Because I'll be feeding the beads onto the thread, I'll need something to prevent them from falling out. So I use a clip, I call it a clip, a hair accessory to hold the beads onto the thread. The next step, of course, is to feed the beads onto the thread. I'll be beading the hair with random colors in no particular order. But if you prefer to bead your hair in sequence, that's how you should add the beads to the thread. For example, brown, beige, cream, white, red, brown, beige, cream, white, red, and so on. But because I'll be beading the hair in random colors, then that's how I add the beads. Now I'm moving my security, which is this clip, from one end and I'm placing it at the other end of the thread. What I've created now is a hole or a loop which is similar to the original beader. Now we're going on to the best part of the video, which is transferring the beads from the thread onto the hair itself. So here goes. I put both fingers, pointer finger and thumb, through the thread and grab the braid. While hanging on to the end of the braid, I allow 4 beads, which is the amount I need on each braid, to slide down, and then I push it onto the braid. Let's do this again. I grab the braid through the loop, hold on to the end of the braid, feed the amount of beads I need down on the thread, and then I push them onto the braid. Now let's repeat this step. I open the loop, put my thumb and my pointer finger through it. Use both fingers to grab the braid, and then I am going to hang on to the end of the hair and feed on the amount of beads I need on the braid. It's quite easy. There's one thing to remember though. Whenever you release the beads, do not let go of the thread in your right hand. If you do so, all the beads will go dancing onto the floor, and then you're gonna have to start all over from the beginning. Another thing you should know is that if your hair is thin or not as thick as my daughter's, the beads may not stay up at the top, or they may not just hang on there waiting for you to add the rubber band. So you may need to use some section clips to hold the ends of the hair to prevent the beads from falling off. But because her hair is thick and they're done at a medium to large size, that is why the beads are staying in place. The next step, of course, is to secure the beads onto the braid. I put the last bead down about 1 inch away from the ends of the braid. Bend the end of the braid and hold it together with the hair itself. Put one part of the elastic over. Then I am going to use one end. I don't think I'm explaining this properly, but you can see what I'm doing. I'm trying to explain this as best as possible. Let's go again.